Hey guys, it's Anne here. This is just a little video going through all of the eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadows that I own. It's not a whole lot, so I don't want to call this a declutter. I'm not sure yet, as of this point, if I'm actually even going to declutter anything. But I wanted to share what I have. I think I've kept my palette purchases in check, although I'd like to hear from you what palettes you think I should have or which ones you think I should try. The other thing that I want to do is, in reviewing these palettes, there are some palettes that I have had my eye on that I'd like to try, and I want to see, is it worth it to get the whole palette, or should I consider just buying one or two singles to help complement the other palettes that I have? So that might be a future video that I do. So anyway, if you want to see the palettes that I have, that I own currently today, please keep watching. Thanks. Hey guys, it's Anne here again. Hello. Hopefully this setup works okay. I have a little bit more than I thought I did, so it's a little bit of an interesting exercise to go through and pull everything out and share it with you. And again, this is a little review for myself. I decided to break it down into larger palettes, smaller palettes, palettes that have 5 or under shadows. I have a couple of quads and a couple of trios, and then I have a bunch of singles. So I'll start with the palettes first. And this is a palette that I bought when it was on sale. I waited till this was on sale, and I partially bought this because I love Gwen Stefani, obviously, and the palette itself is pretty neutral. And as you can see, I have used it. I do like it, but I really did kind of buy this as a collector's item, so I'll never get rid of this, unless for some dire need that I have to get rid of it. But yeah, this was more of a collector's item for me. I talked about this in my Project Pan video. This is my Morphe Kathleen Lights palette. As you can see, I have been using it. I want to do a video coming up to try and use particularly this shadow, but probably these two shadows, because I think I've swatched it, but I've never actually used this color at all. Too Faced palettes, so I've talked about these before, well loved and well used by me. Again, I feel like I use these all the time, and I'm never going to hit pan, I don't think, in like a million years, so I don't know how other people do it, but these two palettes, again, I just really like. They're just staples. They're easy to use, kind of no-brainer palettes. And then one of the palettes that I've put aside right now that I'm not using is the Carly Bible palette. This is the deluxe edition one, so the second one. I actually really like this palette. Actually, this one color, I may actually hit pan on that one color there. I use this in the summertime particularly. I love using this. I think this is an excellent palette. I feel like I can get tons of different looks out of it, and it's something that I do gravitate towards, so that's one of the reasons why I've tucked it away for now, because I know I don't have a problem using this, and I know in the future I'll definitely want to use this again. So these are two palettes that I keep slightly for nostalgic reasons. This little guy was one that I bought in Winners. I can't even remember when, several years ago. And I mostly bought it just because it's a whole lot of random colors, but the pans are really, really small. Pigmentation on this is not the greatest, but it is good in a pinch. I've used it for like Halloween looks or something where I just want a bit of color, but I don't want to go crazy. And yeah, so I just hang on to this because it's pretty versatile and useful, and it's kind of deterred me from buying some of the other palettes that I want. Like there's a Sephora palette that's very colorful. Can't remember what it's called. So yeah, I just hang on to this for just extra versatility, so I won't get rid of this anytime soon. But at some point I may upgrade to something a bit nicer, but this suits my needs for the rare time that I do use this kind of colors. And this palette I keep purely for nostalgic reasons. I have used it, and I still do use it every once in a while. I keep this mainly because my mom bought this for me. It was one of those It was from Rexall, so one of those drugstore brand around Christmas time when they have the kits with lots of different eyeshadows and nail polishes and other stuff. Yeah, my mom passed away in 2016, so I kind of keep things just for nostalgic reasons, and yeah, I'll probably never ever get rid of this. I only have 3 mid-size palettes. The first one is the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. This one is the Warm Neutrals one. So this one I bought because I wanted to buy some of the Naked Heat and all those palettes with all the warm tones, but I didn't want to splurge because I didn't know if I would really like the warm tones that much. And yeah, I like this palette. It's really, really good. But again, I feel like it isn't quite the same as some of the other palettes, and I'm still kind of eyeing some other warm tone palettes, particularly the Just Peachy Mattes one. The other one that I'm considering getting is, I just saw Sabrina do a compare on it, and it's a compare of the Huda Beauty palette. Can't remember the name of the palette, but the dupe of it is from the Hush website, and it's the Athena palette. And I watched her dupes video, and it looks like I don't have a lot of those colors, and it looks like a really good palette, so I may buy the dupe, not the actual Huda one. So I'll let you know. Particularly as a Canadian purchasing from the Hush website, I'd like to see how that works, see what the exchange rate works out to be, shipping, all that good fun stuff. So I might do that in the future. So this is the Roses palette. This is the only one of these that I bought. I know there was like 2 or 3 other ones. It's okay. Like, I mean, it's a great palette, but I feel like these colors I'm not really gravitating towards lately. I've used it a couple times recently, but I'm not loving it. But I'm not going to get rid of it because I know at some point I'm going to want to use these colors again in the future, so I don't want to get rid of it. And this is a Real Her palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm, I want to say. It's a really good palette. The colors are excellent. Again, this is a palette that I've tucked aside because I do like it, but I just wanted to use a couple of my other palettes, like the Morphe one and the NYX one, and then I'll probably put those aside in a month or so, and I'll try and start using some other palettes like this one. Smaller palettes that I have about 5 shadows or so. This is the Natasha Denona one that I got in the Lucky Bag. I've used it a few times. I really like it. It's just their colors are not that common for me to use, so I don't gravitate to it very often. This is the Naked Basics one. I've talked about this a ton of times. I have been using this as part of my project pan, so I do keep this out, and I have been using it fairly regularly. I think I actually may hit pan on this one soon. It looks like it. So I'm pretty excited for that. This is the Tarte Pro To Go palette. So I bought this as a kit. It came with a little glossy paint and a Tarte mascara, I think, from the Sephora website. This is great for travel. I love these colors. They're quick and easy and really nice for summertime. So again, this is a great little palette. This is one of those things. So I was in Sephora a couple days ago, kind of to test myself to see if I could walk through Sephora and not buy anything at all. And I felt pretty good for the most part until I got near the aisle of doom. So the aisle that's at the cash register. And for me, I want to buy everything there. There are so many little kits and things that I saw that I wanted to buy. And I feel like that's my biggest temptation is the little kits. I never really care to buy full-size stuff, but I love all the minis. I love being able to try 2 or 3 different things instead of buying one full size. So this was one of those temptation things that I just picked up because it was cute and I liked the colors. And I think it is a little different than some other things that I have. And then this is the Blink Electric Eyes palette. I've talked about this before for the BoxyCharm. Again, I've been pretty good at trying to use this one. I may put this aside coming up soon and replace it with the Tarte Pro To Go. So quads and trios, I'm pretty good at this. I don't have very many of these. And I think one of the reasons why I don't have very many of these is because I know I don't use them. So I just don't buy them very regularly. So I have a couple of quads that are kind of similar, and I'm realizing this now that I'm looking at them. One is, they're both Maybelline ones. They may even be the same thing. I'm just going to turn them over and see. Expert Wear Designer Chocolates is what that one's called. Oh, and Taupe Temptress. So I didn't buy the same thing, but I pretty much bought the same thing. I probably should get rid of one of these. I'll play with them and compare the swatches and see what they're like, and I will actually declutter one of these. This is another quad that I bought because I really don't have these really dark colors anywhere else. But as you can see, I barely use this. I can even see all the words still in this. Like, this is the lid, this is a crease. So clearly I haven't really used this. Again, maybe I'll do some comparisons to what I have, and if I really find that this is duplicating other stuff, then I'll get rid of it. But at this point, I am going to keep it. This is a little Ipsy NYX palette. It's actually really quite good. The colors are a bit deceiving. This one's not quite as dark. At least for me, it's not as dark on the lid as it looks. I rarely use the black though. I'm not, like I said, don't use dark shadows very often. But this is a good little trio. Again, good little one for travel because it's pretty staple, generic colors. And this is a little eyeshadow palette that was my mom's. I don't think they sell these anymore. And I'm not even sure why she bought this, but hey, it's trendy now, these pink eyeshadows. So yeah, that's again something I hang on to because it was my mom's. Thanks for going through my eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes with me. If you like this video, give it a little thumbs up down there. That lets me know that this was useful, and I'll continue to do similar videos in the future. And if you do want to see videos from me in the future, please subscribe down below, and hopefully I will see you again next time. Thanks, guys.